Hey, Allison, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Maisie. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So, welcome everyone. Today we're here with Allison Shaw. Allison is considered a pioneer and a thought leader in the field of integrative healthcare. She is a certified holistic nurse, licensed body worker, certified energy practitioner, and she's also a graduate of the Barbara Brennan School of Healing. So, Barbara has been at it for over 30 years in primary care, holistic medicine, and nursing. So we are going to just ask Allison a few questions about her and her practice. So Allison, if you wouldn't mind elaborating a little bit more on what your work is and how you help folks.
Sure, I'm very grateful for the opportunity. So, hi, everybody. So, I do a modality or a therapy called Bodymind Repatterning, and I've developed it over about 30 years of different kinds of experiences in holistic and integrative healthcare and private practice, which has been most of my work, and also healing personally from 8 years of chronic fatigue syndrome. So I've blended a lot of different modalities together. And what it is a combination of body-centered counseling. It's a little different than psychotherapy in that it always includes the body, because the body and the mind work together to create illness and health. So, or health and illness, let's put health first. So what I find is that just doing psychotherapy alone or just working with the physical plane with traditional or alternative medicine doesn't always get to the root of people's issues. I have lots of folks that come in and say, I've been in psychotherapy for years and I'm still stuck in these patterns in my relationships and I still have these emotional roadblocks, and or I've tried everything for my chronic fatigue or chronic pain, and I just feel like there's something still in there that's, still creating this. So I find that missing link is very often the mind-body connection and looking at how. So what I do is I help people to look at how their minds and bodies are working together and how they may have over a whole lifetime developed unconscious patterns that live in the emotional body and in the physical body and in the energy body that are like nets or cages that kind of hold the whole system in these old patterns. And it's really hard to make that final step to just getting free. So I help people to uncover those patterns and to learn how to release them and really live in their bodies in a different way, energetically. And
It truly is the mind-body connection that you're working with.
yes, exactly. I think that I think we have to work with them both together.
I agree.
Right? At the same time, even.
Right.
So I started to say the components of my work: body-centered counseling, integrative body work, which is hands-on, but that's not critical because this work does work online as well, and energy medicine too. And that can include lying on the table, or it can include a lot of movement, doing expressive exercises, learning how to ground, learning how to open areas of constriction. And so it's like surfing between different dimensions. That's what makes this work different.
Interesting. Very cool. So Allison, tell us about how you've modified how you do your work during this crisis that we're undergoing.
Right. Well, my physical practice is closed now. My office is closed now. So obviously, I've adapted the work to work online. And it always has. I always have done online and phone sessions with people, but I'm getting a lot of good practice and really seeing that just by seeing people, even through the screen, I can sometimes really see what's going on and also guide them to work with their own body in a way that I might have in the office, maybe touch them here on the shoulder. I might have them touch themselves there, to bring awareness to a pain or something like that. So I'm doing online sessions through Zoom and WhatsApp and FaceTime and also phone, because some people don't like the visual very much. And then, of course, when my practice opens, I will be following very strict guidelines, and probably I'll be wearing a mask personally for a long time.
Which you had to be used to that back in the days when you first started in nursing, right?
That's right. That's right. 200 years ago.
So, Allison, as it relates to your practice, can you share a few tips for folks staying healthy during this time? Like, what are ways that they can kind of, create maybe some new habits or?
Yeah, great. So the thing I find myself helping people with the most, one of the most important principles to body mind repatterning is movement, to keep moving. Okay. And I don't just mean that like you have to do 2 hours of treadmill and exercises and all of that. I'm not that person that's going to coach you in that. I'm not qualified. And if you can do that, that's great. But we don't have to become athletes to keep ourselves moving. Our health depends on movement, right? On all levels, on all dimensions. We need our blood to be flowing freely. We need our nervous system to be moving in the right pathways. We need our neurotransmitters to be able to circulate through the blood. We need our hormones, our enzymes, all that stuff. So on the physical level, we need our heart to be free to beat. And so on the physical level, we have to have movement. When we pass over, what's not there? It's vital life force. It's movement. Movement isn't there when we're not alive. So keeping moving is really important, but it also applies to emotions. And here in New England, in particular, we don't let our emotions move very well necessarily. As women and as men, we have different tapes, as it were, about what's okay to express and not okay to express. And a lot of folks have trouble even knowing what they're feeling sometimes. And then when they do know, how to metabolize it, how to help it resolve themselves without necessarily having to confront the person you're angry with or express something scary to somebody else or even share it. There's ways to keep emotions moving because emotions are like water. They have an energy to them. And if you don't let them move, pressure builds up. And our bodies have to hold that, and that can lead to breakdown and illness. So the tips are move your body. If you can exercise, great. If you're able and want to. But you can move in little ways as well throughout the day. And the first step is to just start being conscious of your body, and whether if you're like me and you're spending a lot of time on the computer and the Zoom and I get all kind of constricted in here. I get neck aches. I get stuff like that. My belly gets constricted. When I can remember to keep checking in to that, then I can sit back, drop my shoulders, open my chest, and automatically a big breath will come. So just reminding ourselves to open. And then I just saw you do it too. It's contagious.
Well, 10 years I've been sitting here.
That's right. So just to open, and then the next step might be to just bring your arms out just for a minute and take like 3 long, deep breaths. And then the next step might be to shake. So you can start with shaking your hands, like your wrist really floppy, like you're trying to shake something off your finger, and keep going and keep your breath moving. And you might get a little bounce in your body. And then let the shaking extend to your arms, like you were trying to shake your arms off of your body. And you can get as big with this as you want to, or not real big. You can just stay with some shaking and that'll work. Or you can get really big and then you can cut and maybe like use a little, express a little bit of frustration you just had with your Zoom program because it didn't work right. And like, oh, I hate Zoom. And then if you're standing, you can bring your legs into it. Shake your legs. You can bounce up and down. It doesn't have to make sense. The more random, the better. But the more you just literally not shake it off, but shake it out.
Yeah, you can actually, I can feel the energy, of course, flowing through my body right now, just that little bit, right?
Yeah, and how did that help your mood? Or did that change your mood at all?
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
I feel energized.
Just demonstrating it, I feel better. So move. Also let your emotions move. You can do it through the shaking. You don't have to tell anybody what you're feeling. You don't have to go confront the person that you're angry with. It might be really scary to do. But you do need to let your body metabolize the energy of the emotion, like it was a wave of water that needed to crest and then settle. So you can do little things like the person that cuts you off in the rotary, like, grab the steering wheel and go, not at the person, but let a little growl come in, or just how your frustration feels, just like, right? Even though we may not approve of that, we're supposed to be above anger, particularly if we're Buddhists. But that's great and that's fine, and I believe in that. But the body's a little different. It needs to express the feeling before it can come back down into a settled place. So like, oh, you son of a gun, nobody has to know that you're doing it. Don't do it at anybody, but just let your body have that. Our body's very primal. So if it has a physical experience of like gripping the steering wheel, it'll say, ha, I got that threat. I'm not in threat anymore. I'm good. I'm strong. I'm okay.
Right.
If you're sad, cry. Just cry. Let yourself physically cry. If sobs come, let your body move with them. But turning to yourself with compassion and just let the emotion move through your body. So I recommend at least one, preferably 3, but at least one temper tantrum a day. And cry at least once during the day. Obviously, if you're not feeling those things, you don't have to do that. But joy can be the same way. Right. We can repress our joy, particularly in New England, right? So we're not supposed to be too exuberant, or we're supposed to be cool, right? So let yourself, when something good happens, let yourself stand up and go, yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Right? It's just for the sake of the nervous system and the body, so that they can complete the experience and come back to balance.
Right. Interesting. What a cool way to look at that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I never would. I mean, I've been obviously paying attention to mind body medicine through the magazine for years, but never really kind of experienced that, the way that you just kind of took us through that. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, Allison, so how can folks get a hold of you if they are interested in learning more or want to talk with you at all about doing work with you?
Yep. You can call me at my office number, which is 781-646-0686. You can email, you can also text that number, and I will respond. And you can also email me at allison@bodymindrepatterning.com. I don't know how, that's a long one, Maisie. I don't know if you
well, we'll post that as well.
Print. Okay.
Yeah, we'll post that as well. And so also they can get you through Facebook and Instagram, correct?
Through Facebook and Instagram. I'm not on Instagram quite yet, but in the next couple of weeks I will be. But right now my Facebook page, Bodymind Repatterning, is up and running.
All right, excellent.
And I'm posting very often with tips like this and more content. So stay tuned.
Great. Thank you so much, Allison.
You're so welcome, Maisie. Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.